Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something a little different, and it's just things that I wish I knew as a first generation Latina, like how to maneuver around college and things that I wish I could have done differently, or just little things that would basically help me out. So if you're first generation going into college, or basically college, hopefully these tips help you out. And if they do, leave a comment. And I am graduating in a few weeks, so if you have questions on my experience or anything like that, let me know. Okay, so the first thing is that I want to let you guys know, I wrote a little few things down, that way I don't go out of context or talk about anything else. Your high school GPA does count, since it kind of helps you get either Cal Grant A or Cal Grant B. So the higher your GPA, the more money you get from Cal Grant A or Cal Grant B. You also have to fill out this thing called FAFSA, which is kind of like financial aid, where they give you money based on your parents' income. And sometimes people, if you know your parents earn so much money, I don't know, it's different depending on how many people depend on your parents. But yeah, you have to fill out the FAFSA every year. And with that, you always have to keep your previous taxes. And for me, my financial aid from UCR, they always ask, for some reason, they always ask you for your previous taxes from 2 years ago. So always keep a copy of your parents' taxes, that way you don't annoy them. And every FAFSA is due March 2nd, but now you can start earlier or anything like that. What else? Oh yeah, also I suggest to turn in 2 copies to your financial aid office, because they tend to lose things. So if you turn in 2 copies, you're like, oh hey, I turned 2 copies, you lost both of them. So keep that in mind. Financial aid takes so long. So always plan ahead. Also, let's talk about loans. There's a difference between loans. If you are taking one out, there's subsidized and subsidized one. So please make sure you do your research on them. And if you don't need a loan, just don't take one out if you just want to have extra money to spend. Don't do that, because at the end you're going to be paying way more, and it's just don't do it. If you don't even take out loans, don't take any out. There's so many things that I want to talk about, it's all over the place. Okay, let's talk about high school, and let's go on. I don't know where I'm going with this, because there's just so many things that I wrote down. But when I first started in college, I moved into the dorms, and the first thing that I always remember is that people would brag about their AP classes and all that stuff. There's always gonna be someone that brags oh, I took AP English, I took AP Chem, blah blah blah. And I swear, I just felt I wasn't good enough. I just took AP Spanish, and you kind of have to think those people that took so many AP classes, little do you know, their parents went to college. My parents didn't go to college, so I really didn't take all those AP classes, so I feel you shouldn't let people kind of bring you down or make you feel you don't belong there, because you worked probably twice as hard just to get there. I'm gonna cry. Yeah, so I guess just don't let that affect you. Okay, get it together. Also, if you do choose to go to community college or a junior college, that does not make you less of a person or anything like that, because it really doesn't. In the end, you're saving money, you're staying close by, or wherever you choose to go, you're basically saving money. It's not bad. And then later on, you could even transfer to a better college than the one you were gonna go into, you know? It's not bad. I feel like people make it seem like, oh, you're just going to community college. Like, no, like, that's like, I need to like slow down. That's like a big step, like just going into college or just trying to get your education. Like, it doesn't matter where you go as long as you get something done. And also, something that I didn't know is that after 2 years, if you do decide to go to a UC or a CSU, you could like transfer to a whole different like college. And I didn't know that until like people younger than I was were like transferring to like UCLA, UC Berkeley, and I was like, I didn't know you could do that. Like, you could transfer after 2 years. Like, I had no idea. Like, if I would have known, like, I would have transferred, but now it's too late. And you also have to pay attention that your classes are able to transfer. So there's like a whole ass website. I'll probably like link it or pop it up over here that you like check. This is very important. If you get a C in your class, it will mess up your GPA so bad. Like a C is like a 8.0, an A is like a 12. So it's like there's like a huge difference. You might think like, oh, it's just a C. Like, you know, like in high school, you're like, oh, I just got a C. Like, it's no big deal. But in college, it's a huge deal. Like, it's a C like drops you so low. It's just so crazy to me. And I'm just like, damn, like I thought I did good, and then I don't know, like you might think C's don't mess up your GPA, but they do. And also you have to, depending on what school you're in, you have to keep a, how do you say this, you have to keep like a GPA average. If not, you're in like academic probation and all that stuff. So keep that in mind. Like, yeah, you're going to college. Like, C's get degrees, but if you end up with like your overall GPA lower than your school's academic GPA or whatever, then you're going to be in academic probation. Let's see. You also don't have to buy every book from the bookstore. Make sure you join like Facebook groups. You look online like Google, Amazon, and all those stuff, because they have it for like $20 cheaper. And as a student, you get I think it's like from Amazon, you get like student prime, you get 2-day free shipping. And back in my day, it was like you got the first 6 months for free, so use that to your advantage. Like, I never paid for shipping, and the book that I ordered would come like a day after. But yeah, and you could also go to the library if you don't want to pay for books, or if you don't have like that income, just go to the library, stay there. Either way, you're gonna be stuck in the library, you know? So why carry your book to school when you could just borrow from the library and save some money? You could also rent clickers. I don't know if you know, but I think clickers are going to be out of the picture soon. But yeah, you could rent clickers, anything. There's so many resources on your campus. Just like make sure you're aware of them. Yeah. For my school, there's like tutoring. There's a shuttle that takes you home. There's like free Scantrons, free blue books, like free parking on like finals and all that stuff. So pay attention to that. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about classes. I know I talked about it like with the C's and all that, blah blah blah, but still, if you're not sure like what teacher you want or like what classes to take, or who to take, there's like a website called Rate My Professor where you can like literally check, well, if your professors there's like, but you can check like read about like how they grade like their comments, like if they're a good teacher, if they're boring, if they give like too much reading, like if you study, like how much level of difficulty it is. And that's really, really helpful. And also make sure that the classes you're taking, they go hand in hand with whatever major requirements, you know, because at the end, like, that's what you're trying to do. You're just trying to fulfill your requirements. That's all. Like, don't be taking classes unless you're like, you just need units. But don't take classes if you don't need them. Like, don't waste your time. It's a big one. I didn't know going into college that you can like retake classes if you get for my school. If you get anything lower than a C minus, you could just retake the class, and it's not a big deal. Like, yeah, it stays on your transcript, but it changes your overall GPA. So I feel like it's fine if you need to take a class because you got a bad grade, retake it. No big deal. And you can also drop or add a class before the second week. It's for, like, I'm going off like from my school, but make sure you do that. But at least know that you can add or drop a class if you like don't like it, you know. You could also besides drop and add, you could either do pass or no pass, but with that it doesn't count towards your GPA. So for me, I remember I thought I was gonna fail like some science class, so I just did pass or no pass, and I ended up getting an A. But since I did a pass or no pass, like that A was like, it really didn't count towards my GPA. It was just there, you know. I have so much. I feel like I'm talking so fast. I don't know if I'm nervous, but I just want to get everything going. Ooh, this is a good one. Counselors. My school, our counselors suck. Like, sometimes you go in with questions, or you're like, for example, I'm like, hey, like, I can't find like the schedule of classes that are being offered next year. Like, where can I look? And she's like, oh, just Google it. I'm like, I did. That's like, if not, I wouldn't be here. So I feel like our counselors weren't really helpful, and you kind of have to do that research on your own. Like, it sucks, but it is what it is, unless you get a good counselor. And I think you're assigned like a counselor based off of your last name. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, counselors suck. Like, I'm telling you, you have to kind of do your own research. Like, don't rely on them too much, because they already graduated. Like, they really don't care. I'm telling you, like, I was supposed to pick up a minor, and I did, but I had to go to another counselor and ask, like, hey, like, can I turn this paperwork in? And she was like, you're supposed to do that like 2 quarters before. And I was like, I was shook, like, because she's like, you have to apply for like graduation. I was like, what? Like, I thought I was graduating spring, you know. But yeah, so counselors suck. Don't rely on them too much. I think I talked about it all. Some things that I wish I knew. Okay, last thing that I have is get to know your professors. Like, go to their office hours, since it's like one-on-one, so you kind of get to know them and they get to know you. And then you'll have like a letter of rec if your plan is to apply to like grad school or post-grad, whatever you're trying to do. Yeah, you need a letter of rec. At least I think you need like 2. So it's always good to have someone that knows you, you know, a professor. But yeah, these are all the things that I wish I knew as a first generation, and I feel like I really didn't have anyone to look up to. But I hope this video helps someone, and if you have like any questions or anything like that, or something that you want me to talk about more, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, and thank you.